Hey there folks, Sifu Slim here. Big aloha and bonjour. I'm in Aix-en-Provence, France. And the question came in, are your kids, are your young people ready for life? Well, there's a good question. So let's take a look at this individual walking across the street. So there are a lot of lessons there. And you learn those lessons when you're a kid, and then you want to pass those lessons on to your kids. And so here are a lot of lessons just in this little thing, the little road signs here. So there's the street walk. Are they ready to go across that street on their own? Well, at some point you don't want them reaching up to hold your hand and worry. You want them to figure out in a calm, very aware, collected way how to look left, how to look straight, see who else is coming across the street, how to look right, and then use their ears and keep that peripheral vision going when you're crossing the street. So if anything's changed since you look left and right, you can kind of sense it. That peripheral vision allows you to do that. So you want to teach your kids to use their peripheral vision, use their awareness. And I did a course when I was in the second grade back on the East Coast in New Jersey, and we had to keep an awareness file. What great education that was. So we had a manila folder, an envelope actually, and it was called our awareness file. And the lessons that we learned in class, we got little handouts, and then we had to write little paragraphs and sentences about the things we learned, and we kept that in another notebook type thing, small, very thin notebook with maybe 10 pages, that we would write down, Monday, awareness file. These are the things we learned. And then we, of course, had to work on our penmanship and our grammar, spelling, all those types of things. Next on the list, 30 kilometers per hour. 3 times 6 is 18 miles per hour. So that's the speed limit here in this neighborhood. So what does it mean to tell a young person to go the proper speed limit? Well, that's not just driving and cycling and walking. It's using the proper velocity and speed when they're walking through life, when they're planning things. You're in the kitchen. Do you want to cut things quickly, or you want to cut things with good awareness of what you're cutting and good proper use of the knife? All those things. Make sure your knives are sharp. What's more dangerous, a dull knife or a sharp knife? Right? We all know that a dull knife is more dangerous to use in cutting because you have to use more pressure. And I used a dull knife this past May actually, in California, and I cut part of my thumb out. I have a video on how to, a hunter-gatherer's way to repair a cut finger. So you can look at that and see what you think about that. So there's step 2. Use the proper pace in what you're doing, whether it's cutting, whether it's climbing a ladder, walking up and down stairs, walking through the classrooms and the hallways at school. Be aware and use the proper speed of processing things. Next on the list is road, what do we call that in English? A bump, speed bump, there we go, a speed bump. In French they have les dos d'âne, the hump of a donkey, the back of a donkey, les dos d'âne. And so we have this speed bump, and it tells us that there are areas where we're really not thinking about slowing down perhaps, and it tells us to slow down. So not in this particular part of the strip, which they could probably use a speed bump, but down here this sign is telling us that there's a speed bump coming up, and here's the speed bump right here. It's not one that, the first one is one that warns us that there's a crosswalk coming, and it's not a speed bump that goes across the entire road, which are very common. It's not portable, but it's it's one that's been staked down. Here are the big bolts going into the ground, so it's really hard rubber speed bump, and this slows you down. And there's one on the other side, so it's telling people that in this crosswalk we want to slow down. So we want to teach our young people about proper pacing. when to go fast, when to go medium, when to go slow. Those are really helpful things to learn. So I'm Sifu Slim, wishing you all the best in your health, happiness, and wellness. There's some messages for getting your kids prepared for life. Know the velocity. Know how to handle the different tasks of the day at the proper pace. There you go. Aloha. Please like, please subscribe. Wishing you all the best. Health, happiness, and wellness. I'm Sifu Slim at sifuslim.com.